FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined as always by my mainest man, Willie Saylor, coming at us from Easton, PA. To my right, the wrestling nomad, Daniel Roy Lobdell Jr. To my left, Kyle Brackey, who has never cut off a neighbor's hand with a machete.
No, I have not.
There's a pretty good news story going around. Brackey, maybe we'll have him tweet it later about a conflict in West Virginia where a neighbor was waiting for his friend. He thought he was stealing from him, so he hid in his house and nearly cut his hand off with a machete.
I think Bruno Stankovic was the star.
Yeah. So we'll send it out. We don't no spoilers, but yeah, great story. All right. Anything to talk about the number 323? It is not as juicy as the Illuminati, which we talked about on the last show. 323 is the Los Angeles area code. So maybe a little St. John Bosco, Zahid, Anthony Valencia, Pico, perhaps?
No, I looked up St. John Bosco's phone number, the phone number to the school, and it has a different area code.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
That was my first thought too, was the Valencias and Pico, but it's different. So all we can say is, the Olympics. The Olympics are coming.
All right, yep, the Olympics are coming to LA. We can't wait for that. All right. Speaking of, numbers, 33 seeds is happening in NCAA wrestling. They're going to seed everybody, and they kind of always have been. They've been doing the 33 thing. They just haven't been putting them in the brackets as such. They're like seed 16, even though the thing spits out 1 through 33, they only seeded 16. So now more accurate seeding. It's going to better reward the top seeds. It's kind of a no-brainer, simple decision to me. You're already doing it. It makes sense, and I'm glad that they're doing it.
Hate it.
I don't know if I like it. I mean, on one hand, why not? On the other hand,
the only case to not like it is if you just you're just advocating for chaos. If you don't truly believe in seeds if you don't want it seeded 33 simply because basically what you want is a little more upset potential for the top seeded guys, which is like antithetical to the purpose of seeding.
Sure. I get on board with that.
Not quite.
No.
I get on board with that. You just want chaos. I know what you're saying, but I think there's a great big difference between being the number 1 guy and being the number 16 guy and being the number 4 guy and being the number 10 guy. I don't know how much of a difference is between being the number 22 guy and the number 24 guy. It's almost negligible.
So if your point is impact, like, is this going to matter that much? No, maybe not. But guarantee you, Kennedy Monday does not draw the 2 seed. Kennedy Monday was basically seedable, didn't get seeded, ends up with the 2 seed in round 1, which is obviously not a benefit to Joey LaValle. So it's that's not ideal. If you believe in seeding, okay, then you believe that a 2 seed should be rewarded, right? And should not get the potentially number 17 seeded guy, or really someone that could have been seeded. He should be wrestling the number 32.
True, but in that same vein, if you're saying that Monday was the 17, then it would be not beneficial to Nolf or something.
What do you mean? How you figure?
Because if Kennedy Monday is a threat to the number 2 seed, then Kennedy Monday is a threat to any seed that he gets pitted against in the first round. I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, sure, but that threat should be levied against someone who has not earned a more beneficial path. The 17 should go against, I don't know who the 17 would have in round 1.
It would have the 16. Which would be the 1.
Right.
That's Willie's point.
Yeah, that's great. No, that's great.
That's what I mean, Nolf. So, but you're saying...
Well, in round two, you're supposed to have a top 16 seeded guy. So that's what you would have, or a 17. It is fair, but you don't have him in round 1.
As opposed to first round. Okay.
Yeah.
The point of seeds is not to reward the top guy. The point of seeds, the original point of seeds, why they were originally put in individual sports, was to avoid having the top guys hit in the first round. Not necessarily to reward the top guys with easier
matches. The first seeding meeting ever?
Yeah, what?
Spay and I have literally looked up the whole etymology of it, like had this conversation hundreds of times. The whole point of seeds, that's why they're called seeds, is to spread the guys out across the bracket so that they don't hit early, to basically ensure that the best match doesn't happen prior to, say, the quarters or the semis. Like, yes, sometimes, the best match might not be the finals, but the whole point is to avoid it happening in the first or second round.
And this does a better job of that.
It doesn't do, because it doesn't change anything. The 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are still going to be there. Like, it still avoids the point, which is to have the top.
You're advocating for chaos.
Yes, of course I'm advocating for chaos. It's good for NCAA wrestling to have random All-Americans.
Why? Now hold on.
No,
why?
You're rewarding. That's not. We're
not rewarding anything.
Like WW having double bronze.
Yeah. It's double bronze situation. It's trying to get Senegal a medal match.
Here, let's reel back. Why should any tournament at any level seed 33 wrestlers?
Why not?
Here's
NCAA. The most popular bracket on earth is the NCAA basketball tournament.
Yeah, and I would say
so. Why should any wrestling tournament seed 33 wrestlers?
So because
should Super 32 seed 33?
No, listen, it's simple here, because you can't do it for Super 32, but you can do it for NCAA because it's one pool of data that can easily be put together. Everyone competes against each other. There's a very simple outline process to do it. You can't do that with basically any other tournament, but you can with this one, so you do it for this one.
Okay, but I'm saying just because you can doesn't mean you should.
NCAA basketball, they're all in the same pool. There's a body of data. They have the numbers already, as Christian said. They do the mathematical equation, and the number 33 guy has a number, right? So why not plug that in?
I understand
if you're against that, then do better during the regular season.
And listen, this is anecdotal, but I could look at it for a number of these guys. You're saying it eliminates the random All-Americans. I have no idea why you would believe that.
I'm not saying it eliminates random All-Americans.
I don't understand how it even lessens the likelihood of it. If Tariq Wilson's going to go on a run, he beat the 5 seed, the 4 seed, and the 3 seed. Okay? If Kyle Connell's going to go on a run, he pinned the 1 seed. Okay? That's just last year. The guys that broke out. Sedarian Perry. Why does Sedarian Perry not place now? Of course. I don't understand how this. I don't understand how this
hurts. Of course, guys can still go on runs. Of course, guys can still go on runs. But the point of having random All-Americans is when you see 2 unseeded guys in the round of 12, as opposed to in one match, and then you have Sorensen and Deacon wrestling in another round of 12 match.
Yeah, that's bad.
But why is that bad? Like for example, why is it bad?
Because Sorensen shouldn't have Deacon and two 33 and 18 is not equal to Deacon.
But why not?
Because
you're just saying
better.
It shouldn't. Okay, well, if they're better, then they should win earlier.
Yeah, with Sorensen,
right?
With Sorensen, yeah, he lost to the 15. That's gonna mess some stuff up. You're gonna have a tough round of 12 match if you lose in round 2 to the 15 seed. But in general, if you can make it so. If seeds play out, you should want the better seeded guy. Now, when they lose early, okay, yeah, sure.
I'm asking, but you guys have not answered my question, which why should you're just saying you should, but you're not actually defining why you should have. If you just want the top 8 to be the top 8, then why even have the NCAA tournament in the first place? You just want it to be the top 8 is the top 8, and so that's it.
I got it.
So why is that good for wrestling? Why should that top 8, the top 8 seeds be the top 8 placers?
We constantly say that one of the problems in wrestling is that we constantly say that the regular season doesn't matter as much. Now it matters for everybody.
Well, hold on, and don't agree with him that we're saying that don't even remotely advocate that we are saying we want the top 8 to be the top 8. That's not what we're saying at all. And there's nothing prohibiting an unseeded guy from going on a run now. I don't understand how it's more or less likely now if anything, it's more beneficial because the 17s and the 18s and the guys that are basically be seeded, they're not going to get stuck with Zayn in round 1.
They literally are going. Okay,
no.
So it's push back a match. You're saying 17 and 18 actually should like this the least because they're still going to hit them. It's just push back one single match.
Well,
what?
So yeah.
What it helps is
You know what?
I'd have to do some math to figure it out, but it's.
You know what one single match means? One single match means multiple backside matches.
Yeah, it's a benefit for sure, and I think it's great. I don't see how it prohibits anything that what you like, the chaos you like. I promise you, we'll talk about it in March after NCAAs. There's going to be chaos. There's going to be unseeded guys that go on runs. You could go back year after year after year. Leland Weatherspoon, was it him that beat Real Buto in round 1 as the 2? Okay, that was a bad draw. It happens, and guys are these unseeded guys. The wrestling nation D1 field.
Moisey beat like
he beat
3.
He beat Clamara, Nishan,
Gilman,
and he had one other guy.
There was somebody else.
Jason Tolbert.
That
was round 1, and then he beat Nation round 2.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, these guys, if they're gonna get hot, they'll get hot through anyone. The country, the D1 is too good. Kyle Cannell, if he's hot, he will pin Colin Moore. So it doesn't prohibit anything.
It's not about prohibiting. It's about likelihood. What this does is it makes team race less interesting.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
No, it's
yes,
not true.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does because
it equally helps the good teams.
It helps the good teams way more than the middle class teams.
Good.
But the middle class
Why is
teams
that
were never
good?
going to challenge the good teams at the
Because
NCAA
they-
tournament.
But it's not about. So basically, what you want is you want the top 5 to win by more, because that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Is that what you want?
I don't care. I do not care if top 5 win by 10 more points than they did the year before or 15 more points. I don't care about that. Listen, Zane Rutherford Jason Ulf should have an easier draw. Spencer Lee should have an easier draw. And if they're going to pin more as a result, that's what should be happening, right? That's fine. But Penn State, if they have 6-1 seeds and they have easier draws, they have 6-1 seeds for a reason because they've been the best wrestlers all year. Therefore, they should have a more beneficial path. So they're going to bonus more. That's equitable. That is fair.
What is the point of the NCAA tournament?
Well, to determine individual and team champions. Who is the best individual wrestler? Who is the best team?
Okay, so it's all about determining.
So
it's all about
that's what
determining.
it's about for
hold on,
you.
it's
All
all about
right.
determining the best individual, right? So then, why do you care? Why do you care so much about who 2 through 8 is and how that plays out?
Why, let's turn the tables. Why do you care?
Why do I care? Because I think it's good. Because, okay, you're saying prohibit, which is going completely which is going too far. It is not going to prohibit random All-Americans. Yes, of course, All-Americans are going to have run. It's going to make less likely random All-Americans. It's going to make who should hate this is like Cal State Bakersfield, George Mason, Ohio. That's who's going to hate. It's only going to make the good teams better. It's not going to help the middle at all. It's going to make things harder.
Socialist fiction. This is socialist fiction.
All right. Well, you know what? The best way to determine a wrestling bracket.
Socialism.
If you want the best guys, don't have 33 guys qualify for the NCAA tournament. You should have 12 guys, and it should be round robin. That is the actual best way to determine the best wrestlers. The reason that it's a blind bracket.
There's not even logic behind this.
Yes, there's literally logic behind it, Willie. How can you argue that the best way to determine who the best wrestler is to have the top 12 guys or 10 or 8, whatever, the top small group of guys all wrestle each other? That's literally the best way to determine.
Because this happens every year, Nomad. Guys, I mean,
Kyle Connell, unseeded.
Rodney Perry beat the 2. We just showed you examples.
It happens all the time.
Right, that's the inherent beauty of the line bracket.
And listen, here's the thing.
No, it's not that. No, hold on, Willie. Sorry, I have to address that. It's not the inherent beauty of the line bracket. They're hitting the 2 seed and the 1 seeds. This is happening. It doesn't slow that down. Okay,
Why
it
is
doesn't.
this hard to comprehend?
You're completely missing. You're completely
No.
missing the point.
No,
you're
man,
completely
that's
missing
not
the
true.
point. Yes, Christian. How can you possibly argue that the best way to determine the individual and the top whatever individuals is to have fewer guys qualify for the NCAA tournament and make it a round robin? The reason that the line bracket is beautiful is because of chaos. And we made fun of the Olympic trials when they seeded everyone too. Like, in what world does it make sense to seed every single person in a bracket, whether you can or not? What is the purpose? Why?
Why not?
Because you're making a more equitable path.
It's not equitable.
No, you are.
Nomad,
It's
you
100%.
It's not equitable.
You understand that this is based off numbers. This is based off what as Terry Brand said.
I get that.
You get what you earn. If you get the number 18, if you had the 18th best year, why should you not be placed ahead of somebody that had the 32nd best year.
You realize that the process gets muddier the farther down you go, right?
Well, that's what I opened. That's what one of my first points was, that the difference between maybe an 18 and a 24 is more negligible than it is a 1 versus 8.
Right.
But you still earn a number. That's on your body of work. That's not an arbitrary number.
Oh, I understand it's on the
And
body
also,
of work.
to
That's
your point,
fine. But
hold on.
body of work below 16, really?
To your point, well, those are legit dudes. In Division I wrestling, those are really good wrestlers. Those are
course
good.
they are.
Those are guys that are making NCAA semis, NCAA finals. So, my thing is, you're saying pare it down to 12-round robin, man.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying what you're asking for. What you're asking for, they did away with long ago. Like what you want in your head, which is the most accurate way of defining the top guys. They did away with long ago because they know that it's easier for fans to follow a line bracket. It's more entertaining if there is some randomness to it. It is better for the sport to have a greater number of All-Americans.
This is not.
That's why these things exist.
This will not slow down the randomness.
I 100% guarantee you.
Okay,
it will.
There is a way that we will have tangible data to figure that out, and it'll go like this. You will look at the last 10 years of NCAA wrestling and figure out how many unseeded guys AA'd, okay? And then you're going to look at NCAAs after the season and see how many guys 17 through 33 AA'd, and there's your differential.
Well, and you'll have to wait more than one season. But yes, right, we will have the
One,
data.
two,
I know what
three,
you're saying. We will have the data, like, at some point if this continues. I think this is a stupid idea.
And also,
I think this only helps the good teams. I think it's completely unnecessary to. I think it's unnecessary. I thought it was stupid when they went beyond 12.
Why do you want to lower the bar and help out the worst teams? That makes no sense to me. You say it only helps the good teams. Those are the ones that should be rewarded. The good teams, the better wrestlers, the better individuals in society. That's the way life should be.
Why do we want to?
Let's help out.
Let's be clear here. You don't have to say team. The team is an amalgamation of individuals. Okay, so in saying team, it's almost a backhanded compliment to say, "Are you rewarding the best team?" What? It's rewarding the best individuals.
You know what this
exactly?
You know what this is actually going to do?
Exactly right.
Okay, what team did we complain about last year for their schedule?
Missouri.
Do you know what this is going to do? More teams are going to game their schedule.
Why?
It's going to have the opposite effect of saying regular season matters more. It's now going to matter less. Because once you're in that position of the 2 or 3, you're going to protect it even more. Because it's less likely that you're going to draw Kennedy Monday in round 1.
I'll say this. I see what you're saying, but perhaps the answer there is that they changed their algorithm. They changed their formula to reward more head-to-head competition.
Listen, here's the thing. You can game Missouri gamed their seeds last year. What did it do?
It didn't work out.
It didn't work out because there's randomness to it, and because you have tougher guys early on. Because
that's not why.
Yes, that's literally why.
It's not. It's the reason that it didn't work out is because their guys weren't as good as their seeds, and they lost.
Exactly right.
Right. So okay. Do you not understand that if you game the system to try to get better seeds, that doesn't mean that your guys are as good, but you're now going to have worse guys wrestling, so they're going to then be artificially inflated just based on the seed as opposed to their actual performance at the tournament.
No, that's a problem with the formula, not a problem with seeding 1 to 16 versus 1 to 33.
Exactly.
The formula is not ever going to be.
How do you know?
Because, okay, when we look at things like RPI, when we look at things like Pirates Dual Impact Index, right, which is like objective, right, like just numbers. We see, like, okay, there's inherent flaws to this, right? Like, it'll have Micah number 1 and Nolf number 3. And we're like, okay, that doesn't make any sense, right? So, like, the algorithm, the objective number, the seeding UW does, like, none of those will ever be accurate. But what it allows people to do is game them, and instead of actually rewarding the best guys, per se, it's rewarding the people who know how to navigate the regular season the most intelligently. That's what it's going to do. And it's going to have fewer All-Americans. It's going to make even less parity. And I don't like it. I don't see the need to seed 33 wrestlers. I don't think this is good for wrestling. I don't think it's going to make it any more popular or better, and I think it's going to hurt the regular season more than it's going to help it.
The notion of parody is that's one of my least favorite words. That we're like,
why?
Well, it's not one of my least favorite words. The application of it, that it's like a goal that we should be striving for. Parity. I don't believe that in life. I don't believe what everything should be even quality of outcome. Why? Based on what should Ohio have the same benefits of Penn State?
You realize I'm team captain of like life isn't fair. It sucks.
Well, no, not well.
Like,
yeah,
but you understand that, right? Like,
no,
I
don't
fully
understand
get
it based on your take.
I fully get that I can't play in the NBA, Christian, because of like the genetic hand I was dealt. Like, no crap, I get that.
Ooh,
but
shots fired at Roy Sr.
Wow,
yeah, but
bullcrap.
But to have an ability, like, it is great. It is great that UW has repechage and double bronze because it allows for the most ridiculous outcomes. The best guys are still going to win. Number 1, 2, and 3, and 4 are going to win.
Yeah.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, not necessarily with.
You could be this. You think
UW's seeding
the third
situation
best
is?
guy?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking about UW's seeding situation.
All right. Well,
I'm talking about having the ability. The line bracket creates the ability for more people.
Yeah, but
if done right,
you want the. I get it too. I like seeing multiple teams. I like to see the Bloomsburgs of the world and American, and I like to see them have AAs. But you're almost advocating for a flimsy way to go about that.
I'm advocating for. I want them to go back to 12 seeds.
I want the regular season to matter.
mm-hmm.
Well, that'll never happen.
Let me be clear. If they only seeded 16, I wouldn't. Okay, that'd be fine.
Yeah. I'm with that too.
They're going to 33, and I don't think you can make a fuss about it because it's based on a meritocracy. You cannot say that the regular season doesn't matter, or that you cannot say the regular season does matter, and then say, well, it's going to create for less upsets.
I don't say the regular season matters.
Too bad.
Regular season doesn't matter.
Well, you want it to.
You want it to. That's the point.
It's
regular
never
season
going
didn't
to
matter.
It does. It absolutely matters.
I mean, this helps it matter more. No, man.
Yeah.
It helps. It helps it be gamed more. It's not going to help it matter more.
Well, then
you're a ridiculous cynic if you think that everyone is going to make their schedule so that they can get the whatever seed.
Why?
I don't think that's going to happen because it doesn't work. It doesn't help. They're going to make the schedule based on what they think is best for their team to do well at NCAAs, not have a easier round one matchup.
Well, isn't doing better at NCAAs helped by having an easier round one matchup?
They don't do better.
They don't do better.
You're contradicting yourself. Saying they're going to do what's best for their team to do the best in NCAAs. Well, that means having the easiest road. You
have this bizarre notion where you think the path that you have is going to make you wrestle better. Your ability to wrestle and compete against good guys is what's going to make you prepared.
Your path is going to make it easier.
No,
that's literally what. That's literally what's going to happen.
You have to be good at wrestling to do it. You have to be optimized. You have to have been in the fire. You have to have competed against good guys. It's not just, I got the path I wanted. How prepared are you? How ready are you?
No, and man. If you get to 60 to NCAAs, you're not AAing.
Yeah, even the 2. I think I go 1 and 2 max.
Look,
if Nomad had a bye to the quarters, would he AA?
No,
look,
of course not.
Okay,
none of us would.
Look, it's not catastrophic, okay? Like,
good.
But it's going in the wrong direction.
It's going
in the wrong direction, and the regular season is going to be worse for it. The tournament's going to be worse for it.
Oh my gosh.
And go back to 12.
Only because your values are whack. Only because you like rewarding the wrong things. That's the only reason it's worse.
What do you want to reward?
I want to reward the better wrestlers.
Then don't have the NCAA tournament
with a better path.
Then don't have the NCAA tournament, or have it be 12-man round robin. Like
that's the dumbest take.
That's
the dumbest
you can't
take.
have it both
so
ways.
You're saying that you should only have the top 12 because what you really want is to determine the best wrestlers, and the best wrestlers are determined. There's the season, Nomad. There's the season, and there's the dance. Okay, you can have a season where the best guy, Joey LaValle is the second best guy. That's a bad example, maybe. Brandon Sorensen has the second best season, and he goes to the tournament and he places 5th or 6th or whatever he placed. Nobody is saying that don't have the NCAA tournament just determine Jason Nolf had the best season. He's your national champ. Nobody's saying that. What they're saying is take the body of work, apply it fairly, and then they go to the dance and you wrestle it out.
And the hot guys.
If you can't comprehend that, I don't know what there is to tell you. They do the exact same thing in college basketball, and still you see 5 versus 12s, and the 12 wins, and the nation goes crazy.
Loyola Chicago was in the Final Four last year.
Come on.
Yep, and it's gonna continue. Colin Moore's gonna get hot no matter where he's seated. It might actually be more beneficial to some of these guys because they won't hit. Because he had a 1. So in that way, a pretty good guy that maybe should have been seated. Now, I can't think of an example of someone who maybe got hot but had a 1 seed early and then got hot on the backside. But it's actually going to help those guys. If I'm like, hey, if I'm number whatever, 18 or 19, and I have a little more favorable path because I don't hit the 1 now, it could actually have a reverse effect. I think we've established this.
You need to,
Yeah, I don't.
You need to change the 18-19. Like, go lower numbers.
Okay.
I think, I don't
you're using
know,
bad
Nomad, I have the feeling that you genuinely believe the things that you're saying, and you didn't just try to, make us have a full hour show.
Yeah.
I think like going below 12 is moronic.
All right. Okay.
That's the whole thing.
We've exhausted this topic. Oklahoma State, the Cowboys.
Cowboy up.
Big old week for John W., Coach Esposito, Coach Perry, and company. So it was pretty crazy. Sunday, Mastro to Cornell. Done deal. It's over. That was like the thing. Everyone said it. We heard it. Multiple talking to coaches. It's over. He's going to Cornell. All right.
There were Blair guys there. Like
to the point, and we do this frequently. We hear news is coming. All right, write it up, put it in draft mode. We have so much breaking news in the draft mode. Unbelievable. So we had it written up. Mastro to Cornell. It was written. It was ready to go. We're just waiting for him to post it or when he was ready to go. And then, yesterday we're talking and it's like, all right, yeah, he's going to announce at this time. And then I come out of a meeting and they're like, Mastro to Oklahoma State. I'm like, no, Cornell, guys. He's going to Cornell. They're like, no, he flipped. He's going, or not flipped because he never committed, but he's going to Oklahoma State. And I was like, my mind was blown because I didn't even know Oklahoma State was in the mix. And sure enough, he's going.
First of all, great Trump there for a hot second. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like, I have like my hand is on the button, like, okay, publish. Willie's on the phone. And he's like reading through, like, we're getting quotes, and he's going through, okay, this school, that school. And you just see, like, I can't see his face, but I can picture it because of what he's typing in the chat. And he's like, guys, bleep, it's Oklahoma State. We're like, what? So,
it was pretty funny how it went down because we had it written up for Cornell. David Mastrogiovanni, at the end of Who's Number One, he said, I'm going to call you in a day or two, meaning – he's going to commit. Trevor's going to commit. So I call him. Actually, it was kind of embarrassing. I don't know if you guys watched Who's Number One, the show. I left my ringer on my phone, and I started getting a call, and it was David Mastrogiovanni right there in the Who's Number One show.
Classic.
So
I guess he wasn't watching Who's Number One.
I know, right? So afterward, I'm like, Nomad, I'm sure it's Cornell. I'll let you know. I'll type in some quotes for you in GChat, and we can polish it off and run it. So I called David, and he takes me through the story and who they, what guys were or what schools were recruiting them, and I'm typing it into GChat. I'm like, Nomad, Ohio State was, coming on. They were strong early. Penn State strong late. He really likes Cornell, and it was going to be Cornell. And then David he's like, it's Oklahoma State. And I type into the G chat. I'm like, holy crap, Nomad. And Nomad wrote it up, and we slapped it on there. And so yeah, it's a big swing. I think it's a very kind of perception-wise, it's a big it's a stake in the ground for Oklahoma State because they're getting a Blair guy, they're getting a New Jersey guy, and they haven't had one of those in a while. I mean, they got Pitch out of New York, but they haven't had a Blair guy in a while. And I think a lot of kids look up to the Mastros and Plot. I think they have a good reputation among the high schoolers in the country, the top guys. So it's a big move for them.
How long after you heard that you got the word about Mastro did your little birdies tell you about Plot?
Not long after. So here's the thing. Not apparently, Plot and Mastro have wrestled since like second grade together on all-star teams, like all-star teams that go on these, dual tournaments and things. So they're like really good friends, Plot and Mastros, really close friends. So that made sense a little bit. Now, what I'm told, and I don't know the details on it, but it's a juicy nugget. But I'm told something happened on the phone on the final call to Cornell. Something was said that the Master Giovannis didn't like, and I didn't follow up with the Cornell staff. They can't even comment on the recruitment of a kid, but the Master Giovanni camp and others are saying that something went wrong on the last call.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what that could have been. And, it's interesting because, all right, here's the deal with Cornell. There's no scholarship money, right?
That's right.
You just don't get it.
It's not there.
So it's not like a financial package situation. You know what you're getting with Cornell. It's one of the best rooms in the country, one of the best programs in the country. It's kind of like the thing is the thing. It's almost like with, Penn State or Oklahoma State, Iowa. It's like, all right, well, this package with this, you're kind of like with Cornell, the pitch is the pitch, and the thing is the thing, right? I don't know what.
I'm not sure if Cornell is this way, but I'm pretty sure it's this way. If you are, because Princeton and Harvard are this way, and I think Cornell's the same thing. If you are wealthy, if you make X amount of dollars, you're gonna have to pay. And if you make under X amount of dollars, you don't have to pay anything.
Yeah, they have good financial.
It's almost like they're trying to increase the upward mobility of the middle class, lower class, but if you already are in the upper class, you get nothing. You get not a lot of breaks or no breaks. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But that's what it is.
Okay.
It does apply to a fair number of the wrestling community just because, we've talked about this before, right? Like how expensive it is to go to all these tournaments and camps and get coaching and things. So there's a reasonable amount of really good kids who come from families like that. One thing that I really liked is it seemed like so Connor Doucette committed on, I think, the day after who's number one, and he was the first one. Him and Plot are apparently really close. They're both from Oklahoma. And then Mastro and Plot on the same day, and we posted the pictures of all three of them together. So I just think it's cool when guys go all in together and are like, yep, this is it. Like, we're boys. We're going to make this happen, Oklahoma State or, wherever a group of guys decides to go. So I just think it's really cool to see guys like, yeah, this is it. We're doing this. It's going to be awesome. It's just one of my favorite things about recruiting.
Yep, so great gets
interesting to see where Karchla ends up now. Because if he goes to Oklahoma State, now they're cooking with grease. Some people, already on message boards, it's like, how does it impact Karchla? Or I think that's one of the questions, actually, by a fan.
It shouldn't.
In no universe do I see Carson and Plott at the same weight.
No.
Yeah.
Last thing on that. So Karchla's, I believe he was at NC State either yesterday or the day before, and then he's going to be at Oklahoma State this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
If they get Karchla, considering Balmaceda committed right before who's number one, single week, is this the best single week of recruiting any team has ever had?
It's close. I mean, tough to top, right?
I bet we could, but
because like classes, I understand, but like to go Balmaceda, Doucette, Mastro, Plott, Karchla in like a 7-8 day span is bonkers.
They're all ranked top 6. I mean, Doucette's the lowest ranked guy, and he's ranked 6 at his weight.
Dang.
Yeah, Akron finalist.
And he's a junior.
Dang.
You got to think with Kirkfleet no longer committed, that they've got some money to spend on Karchla.
Yeah, you would think, but did they take that and spend it on
Balmaceda
and Mastro and Plott?
I don't think so. What's
they
interesting
into the
too is
Kirkfleet fund. They still have that set aside.
It's for a rainy day.
What's interesting too is Ohio State has money invested in Karchla's vicinity, right? I mean, they have money in Ethan Smith, money in Rocky Jordan, money in a lot of guys I'm forgetting. They bring on a lot of talent, and so.
Well, Willie, can I interrupt you for a second? My question with Karchla is if he's a 65, right? Is that how you guys are viewing him? I kind of view him that way as a 65.
He's short,
and I think
he doesn't cut much.
I think Rocky and Romero, they're not long for 65. So I think if you're recruiting with that notion, then I think it makes more sense. I think those guys are all 74 and beyond, and that's going to create a logjam up at those weights for sure. They still have Ethan Smith as well, and if Hoffman comes down to 84, it's going to get crazy. But if those guys are not 65s, then he makes a little more sense. And there's probably no world where he's a 57, right? Because that would be
that seems like an actual pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I mean, all that
he doesn't cut. He doesn't cut for 70. But
still,
and so you can see 65. But I don't know. I'm always leery when a kid that has never cut, all of a sudden you're gonna start asking him to cut double-digit pounds.
That's a great point.
It might change a lot.
Yeah, good thought there. I didn't even consider that.
So pretty much just him and Starocki, and then 2019 class will be wrapped up.
We'll cancel it unless we get a couple more little plot twists. You never know.
See what you did there.
Oh, I actually, yeah, I did that on purpose.
If he
So
ever flips, we have a nice little title.
Yeah, banner title.
Dustin, for the page views, for the title opportunity, I need you to just briefly change your commitment so we could say plot twist, Dustin's going to here. Just for that, and then you can reflip, and then we can maybe recycle that same title. But just for the titles, for the page views, we would really appreciate that. Thanks for your consideration, Dustin.
I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised, because we know that Oklahoma State wins in-state recruiting battles for the last 185 years with the Sooners. But at one point, I was literally told his top 3 were in order: 1 Oklahoma, 2 Nebraska, 3 Oklahoma State, and I'm not going to Oklahoma State. For what it's worth. So I just that was funny. Anyway,
that was not true. I mean, that was never true at any point.
All right.
No, I know that's what.
But what interesting to me is now I don't think that Travis Master Giovanni, the younger but bigger brother, Fargo champ this year, I don't think that they are necessarily a package deal. I don't think it would break anybody's brains if Travis shopped around. He's only a sophomore this year, but if Travis looked around and even perhaps went somewhere else, but I do think it's a high likelihood that he goes to Oklahoma State. Very tight-knit family. And I also wonder how a Blair kid or a Blair kids to Oklahoma State reinforces maybe the Ferraris to Oklahoma State.
Yeah. Could be interesting to see how the chips fall after this epic decision from Mastro and Plott. Okay. Next up. Well, it's 8:41. Is it time for questions from friends?
I think we could Can we bank? We promised whiteboard
We
wars.
did.
I know. He asked.
Okay.
That's an FRL question.
Okay.
Because remember, we said if you don't ask, it's not getting in there. And I don't remember the guy's name, but I know he did ask again.
He asked 7 weeks in a row.
He has 7 straight weeks for this.
Why don't we just start with it and then
We'll start with it in whatever time. We may have to revisit this question page because you guys were on fire, and I don't know if we're going to have enough time to get them all. But these were great questions, so maybe we even bank this doc and paste some of them over that we can't get to because it's on fire. And hey, a little request from here. I could have made this before the show, but I'm just now remembering. When we do the questions, instead of just like a question section, can it be like the actual in the notes, like whatever we
list
talk
the
about?
individual questions?
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. A little bit of housekeeping there, but
just
it's fine.
Just real quick. Problem with that sometimes is like we go through them rapid fire.
Yeah, I know.
so-
Sometimes it's like,
but when they're a little meatier,
You know.
we get a little more in depth.
You know
Yes.
when we
I
get
don't think
media.
I don't think the whiteboard war is going to take that long, really.
No,
I
I
think we
don't
can-
either. It might. I just want to reestablish the teams, and maybe we can do it one. We'll just do it one way at a time. So here's the premise. This guy has been asking since about 1994 for a Penn State versus Iowa last 10 years whiteboard war on here. Okay, we're gonna do it. Starting with, let's say, 125 pounds. Did we have consensus that it was Spencer, or was that was just my vote?
I thought someone took McDonough.
I think just Willie went McD.
No,
I took
I
McDonough
was
to be,
going,
to be difficult.
I was going
Yes.
McDonough until you clarified that it is the best version of oneself.
Yeah.
And Spencer puts up bonus like that.
Yep. So for that reason, the Battle of Franklin Regional Panthers here. Spencer Lee versus Nico Megaludis. And I guess I gotta go Spencer.
Yeah, I would take Spencer as well.
Nico
I have
wrestles
a really
decision.
hard time taking.
Yes.
I have a really hard time justifying career Nico versus 1 year Spencer. I mean, Nico lost. What did he lose? 3 matches at NCAAs ever? 4 maybe?
3.
I mean, that's insane. He lost 3 matches in 4 years at NCAAs. So you have to justify that against. You have to balance that against 1 year of Spencer Lee. I mean, I'm taking Nico's career right now, but the reality is Spencer's going to end up with more titles, right?
It's best
So-
version of themselves.
version.
Why are we talking about careers?
Yeah, I don't know why we just established what it is, and now you're like stacking up his 4-year NCAA. No, who would win in the wrestling match? Best Spencer versus best Nico.
Spencer, give me Spencer.
There we go. Now
All
we're cooking.
decisions all the way around.
Decisions.
What
all
do you
the way?
have, Nomad?
Spencer.
All right, condenser. Okay, 33.
Tech dispenser.
All right, not to name drop here, but we did our Iowa whiteboard wars, and I wavered. I was the only one I think that actually wavered on this. You guys were strictly Tony, and I was kind of Corey at first, and then I think groupthink I was weak, and I went with Tony. Daniel Dennis, the Olympian, 57, said it's got to be Corey. He's like, it can't be me, but Corey, what he did, the guys he beat. At NCAA's best version, he thinks it was him. So
I don't want that.
you don't want that?
I don't.
No, I want the Tony Ramos I picked.
Yeah, we picked Tony Ramos, and I'm sticking with. Listen, Tony Ramos beat Jordan freaking Oliver.
I don't want one arm.
right,
I don't
hey,
want one
hey,
arm
hold on, real
Corey
quick.
Clark.
I just wanted.
Does it change your pick?
Corey Clark versus Andrew Long is pretty freaking fun.
They're both really fun.
Well, Tony Ramos literally beat Andrew Long.
No, I know, but they're fun matches.
Yeah. That one wasn't that fun. It was one takedown. But I think that he had a point though in the greater that maybe Corey Clark, what he did.
Get over it.
All right, fine. You guys love Tony.
There's no denying what he did was incredible and it was an amazing run. But if we're just speaking best versions of themselves,
Yeah. See, that's the thing.
Andrew Long was freaking good.
When Tony's sophomore and junior year, that's when he was at his best.
yeah, that's what Tony I want.
All right, that's the one we get. And I got Tony winner by decision over Andrew Long
Same.
because that's literally what happened when they wrestled each other.
Yeah. But was that the best version of Andrew Long?
He got third. Yeah, he was great that year.
All right. So that yeah. All right. Give me Ramos. So
Dang, Hawkeye's coming up, but the Hawkeye's got to have
Hawkeye
the
6-0.
Yeah, they're lightweight you, unless Nomad cherry picks yours.
he cherry picks.
Real quick, is Andrew Long, probably not, but is Andrew Long the catalyst for the Penn State dynasty in terms of what he did for that 1 year?
No.
You understand? Not the catalyst, like not the whole thing, but like just getting that little push
No.
to get that first one. How big was that first one? I guess is what I'm asking.
It was big, but
In terms of momentum.
if they didn't have Long and they didn't win and Cornell won, this thing happens. I got.
They just have one less along the way.
They just have one less.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I always think about Andrew Long's like impact on that. So anyway, don't necessarily disagree. Just
I hear you.
Interesting point.
It's a fair question. 141, Montel Marion versus Andrew Alton or Nick Lee. I think y'all went Nick Lee. Either way, I think it's very obviously Montel by decision.
Yes.
All right, three straight.
Montel, one of the best to never win it, potentially, at least for 41. Now, here we go. Buckle up. Willie, are you sitting down? Because Brent Metcalf and Zane Rutherford are about to wrestle each other. And
I'm over it.
Huh?
You're over it?
Man, this debate raged for 4 years at least 3 years while Zane was kicking everybody's butt. Who would win, Zane or Metcalf? Zane or Metcalf?
Yeah.
I'm going Zane.
I'm going Zane.
I want to go back and see what everybody picked when we did that that last year and see if it's the same now.
No, I picked Metcalf, and I'm changing.
Yeah.
I'm saying Zane. I know I took Metcalf, but I'm gonna say Zane.
I think you can't. I just can't unsee what that guy did for 3 years. And Metcalf had, even though, I think if you kind of like perception-wise, who was just the dominator, axe murderer at the time, like what Metcalf was doing when he did it was insane. But the guy lost matches. He never had an undefeated season. Zane had 3. Now Metcalf's got the kind of trump card in the bracket he won in 2008 is unquestionably and will forever go down. I can't see any way that's not the best weight of all time forever. But, Zane didn't get to wrestle in that bracket, so what can you say? It's not like Zane was in there. So I think it's Zane, and it's unquestionably Zane.
It's insanely. Metcalf's one of my favorite of all time, and he was utterly dominant, relentless, bully. I loved it. My favorite. But you have to pick a guy here, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's recency. I'm going Rutherford.
It would be. I don't think it would be terribly high scoring, but I think.
Do you think? I mean, like, I don't know if it's recency, man, because at the height, Rutherford's struggling 2-0 with
Colica
and very close matches with Sorensen. Metcalf beat down everybody. I mean, who was his close matches?
He had some. I mean,
Lance Palmer.
Palmer, he almost got taken down late. He was beaten by Lance Palmer.
He was beaten by Palmer. His
Steve
senior
Brown
year at
one
Big
time
Ten.
gave him a toughish match. At the time when Brent was basically bonusing everyone, Steve Brown from Central Michigan gave him a tough match. So there were guys that challenged him somewhat. But you're right. BJ Clagan gave Zane a real tough match one time.
Anthony Colico was a 1-point match.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, but find me any season in the history of NCAA, like Zane's junior year, where, if I'm getting it right, 89% of his matches ended early. Tech or pin.
That's insane. And yeah, Metcalf
not
wasn't
a major. Not major.
That is absurd.
Match ender.
Match
that
ender.
is absurd.
Like, we have to stop this match.
It's slaughter.
Guys, we can't go 7 minutes here. All right, 57. This will take less time. It's Jason Knoll versus Michael Kemmer.
I thought it was St. John also.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be St. John. Thank you. Yeah, it was. It is. Ooh!
It's still Knoll.
It's still Knoll by decision.
Yeah.
Even though, what? See, the scrambles in this match would be insane because St. John was legendary. And think about it. This guy out-scrambled Jason Welch on the reg. He never lost to him, I don't think.
Oh, man, those are fun.
That would be a great – but there's way too much offense for Knoll, for just way too many ways to score. Knoll's an all-timer. Knoll is literally all-time great. And St. John's not there.
This might be disrespectful to St. John. Could Nolf major him?
I don't think so.
It'd
be really. I mean, Nolf didn't major Kemmer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
right.
St. John would fare much better in those
you're,
exchanges than Kemmer.
Yes, he would. I think he matches up better.
That's a step far. That's a step far.
It was a step far, but you're a Hawkeye hater.
Walk
so you
it
have to
back.
at least,
All right, so
you have to
walk it
at least
back.
make the suggestion.
Now we have three matches to 2 for Iowa.
Yeah, it's about to get very Penn
But
State.
now Penn State goes on a run.
So, did we determine Ryan Morningstar was the best 65, or did I forget someone great again? Like Mike Evans, or I don't know.
I think it was Morningstar.
Did we go Morningstar?
They haven't been great at 65.
No, they haven't. And here's the problem. David Taylor's up, guys.
Yeah.
Gonna make it tough.
The question with this one
is bonus.
Yes.
And Morningstar, I say no. There are better guys that David Taylor did not. You think about Mike Evans, first time they wrestled.
he didn't bonus
He
him.
did not bonus him. I think Morningstar is much harder to score on than Evans was.
Decision.
It's a decision. It's a tough decision. It's, but Morningstar hangs on, saves that team point.
Willie?
Yeah, sure. It doesn't matter. But 1 point bonus.
I got Penn State
I don't
taking
know.
the lead.
A lot of people don't. I mean,
So you got bonus?
Yep.
Morningstar was incredibly difficult.
You send that Morningstar shirt back
Oh my
right
God.
now.
You send it back. Actually, just give it to me. I'll wear it. It's pretty cool. It's got a hog on it. All right. 74, Jay Borchell versus Ed Ruth. Jay, buddy. I don't think this is good. I think Ed wins. By decision.
Jay was awesome his senior year, but Ed Ruth was.
Jay was amazing. He messed up Mac Lunas when Mac Lunas never got taken down. So that was eye-opening.
Ruth beat Lunas. Ruth, yeah, you're right.
Ruth messed up Lunas too.
Yeah, but that year, you're right. Lunas might have been more at the time, at least perception, more unbeatable.
Oh, hey, hold up. We messed up. Daniel Dennis with the clutch text message. You got Morningstar over Perry?
Perry doesn't count.
Oh, why doesn't he count?
Outside of the
You're yelling at Daniel
realm.
Dennis right now.
Sorry,
Hey,
Daniel
check
Dennis.
your tone.
You don't yell in the
But
Olympics.
he's not within the last 10 years.
I don't know. I kind of want him to be.
You just want to make the exception?
It's last 11 years. That's been established. Well, no, Daniel Dennis, Olympian, 57 kilograms, 2016. Yeah, we would all take Perry over Morningstar, but Nomad put this. He wants to hold our 10 years to 10 years.
What does it matter? Even if Perry is in there, you're taking Taylor, aren't you?
It's a lot more interesting.
I had it.
Yeah, it's definitely more interesting. But at the end of the day, when the gun to your head, you're going to take Taylor over Perry, right?
Yeah, I probably will. But man, he beat Johnny Hendricks.
I know. He's awesome.
Mark Perry, the Perry Smith family also was just designed to win NCAA titles, which we assume this is a pseudo NCAA finals match.
All right. Yeah, I forgot about the genetic design aspect, but I'm still
just the way they were brought up. It's you win titles, 2 to be specific, at least.
At least 2, or you're out of the will. All right. So thank you, Dan, but no, I guess not. I guess no Mark Perry. That would help your team, though. And I think it's more interesting than maybe some people give me credit for. 184. Oh, boy. We got Bo Nickel versus Phil Keddy. This is going to be shocking. I'm going Bo by pinfall. Because Phil Keddy, underhook guy, it's not going to be good. He's going to try to dig him. He's going to go double overs. It's Sammy Brooks all over again.
I'm going to say nickel by major.
That's what I got.
Nickel by who cares? Because Penn State went on a run here. So Penn State we have winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, and it's going to be 6 when Quentin Wright beats Nathan Burak.
I don't know. Excuse me. Nathan Burak once beat Kyle Snyder. Has Quentin Wright ever done that? You don't care? Well, I care.
Quentin's a 3-time finalist.
I'll take that locked hands injury time version of Nathan Burak.
I'll take that. Kyle didn't exactly know the rules exactly because all he wrestles is freestyle. That was an iconic win. That was a signature dub for Nathan. But it's Quentin.
That was mean. I like Nathan Burak.
Nathan Burak is one of the nicest guys.
Yeah.
Actually, this is the nice guy bowl.
Yeah.
There's a 40% chance they don't even wrestle and they just go to a coffee shop and just read.
Just talk.
Yeah. Okay. And finally, the match we've been waiting for. Sit down. It's Dan Erickson versus Nick Nevels. And I got Danimal
Yeah, I got Erickson too.
for sure.
I don't really care, to be honest. I don't
Willie
even. I don't
stuck.
know.
Hey, Willie, you know what? You are never allowed another wiper warrior. Since 57, you're like, who cares?
Okay.
Penn State going on a run.
No. Let me. What I'm getting at
But you've
is,
said it every match now.
I didn't say who cares.
Yeah, you did.
You
You
said
said
multiple times.
I got Bo Nickel by who cares?
I said the bonus points don't matter. You guys are spinning your wheels talking about.
It's a
was it
dual meet.
bonus
They
or not?
matter. This is a dual meet, Willie. This is a whiteboard
No.
war. This is how it works.
Listen, this if Erickson wins, if Erickson beats Neville's, the margin is 6-4 in favor of Penn State. All their matches won in the middle. So at this point, it probably and Penn State had a couple bonus in there. So at this point, it probably wouldn't matter. Give me Erickson. Penn State wins 6-4 plus a couple bonus, something like 20 to 15 or 20-12.
I have it. CP has it 21-12. Brecky has it 19-12. You have it that the Earth falls out and no one cares. And I have it 20-12. So, given that, the average of the three of us is Penn State by 8. So, where are we setting the line?
20-12. Yeah, exactly what I said. So the line.
We're setting the line at 7.5.
Touchdown favorite.
And then, oh my gosh, that's Mark Perry's music. And then he comes out because it's a whiteboard where it's all fake and anyone can wrestle at any given time. And maybe Tony Ramos does something spectacular, gets a big pinfall point.
He
Hey,
did that 2 years in a row against Penn State.
He did.
Are we missing any potential bump ups that could make it more interesting? Like a second guy who.
Well, we
would
know
be-
both teams love to bump their lineup around.
Yes.
We see it all the time.
It's a whiteboard. You just said it's a whiteboard. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah. No, I'm not bumping anyone. Yeah, no bumps.
Okay.
Well, you could bump. Yeah, I don't know. Penn State could do some creative bumping to maybe slide in, I don't know, one of their champions like Chinzo or, yeah, no.
Mark Hall.
Mark Hall. Okay. Not much time for other questions, seeing how it's 8:58. But
Our bad guys.
no. So, all right. We'll just do this one thing. Someone asked. There's a lot of Penn State lineup questions circulating because the Penn State wrestlers are having some fun on their Instagram stories. They're doing. It started with Shakur Rashid, who said that he's going 74 and Mark Hall's going 84. And then Jason Nolf said that depends if Mark Hall redshirts. And then Mark said in his little Instagram story that he's going 84 this year. I think they're just messing with people. That's my thought. I don't see Mark going up to 84. He certainly could, and he could definitely win, and he'd do fine. And Shakur Rashid would go fine 74. But I think they're just joshing around. I don't see him going up in weight.
I'm just so happy that the leash is off and they're allowed to show personality right now.
And maybe just Kale doesn't know how to check Instagram stories yet.
Yeah. So keep doing it, guys, because I want you to, be out there.
Let's talk
with
about
the people.
All right. Let's talk about the thing. Are we giving any credence to Mark Hall going up or redshirting?
I am not.
No, this is the trolliest of trolls.
All right.
They want the people to react, and that's what they're doing.
What if he went? It's not insane that he would go up.
Of course, it's not insane.
Is it loco?
Yes, more loco. But I can just like see them in their team room being like, fools.
All right. I think Willie's internet went out or something because he's completely frozen and not talking. So.
No. Yeah.
Are
He
you?
doesn't care.
Are you?
I got an email about rankings. I just really chaps.
Why are you? Hey, how about you pay attention and be a pro and lock into the show and not get derailed? We're trying to talk about the future of Mark Hall and what weight he's going. If he's going to.
Yeah, they're playing everybody.
They're playing us. So don't get played, guys. Even though he could go 84 and play us all, that'd be great news, or big news at least. I don't know who it's great for. But yeah, I think that's what's going on there. And then just like that, Phil, it's 9:00. We ready
Wait,
to
there's
go?
no other good questions?
There's a million good questions, but it's 9, and
Yeah.
Well, two things.
we're gonna save them.
We can't go 10 over like somebody at the Scuffle or Midlands or wherever people
I
miss
was
weight
gonna
at.
say, should we do special
Or
bonus?
who's number one?
Special bonus, just like on social, where we just knock out these questions. Do we save them for Tuesday? And then there's just one more note that we had at the top that I wanted to save for the end of the show. about New Jersey adding women's high school wrestling.
Yeah,
Good on you. Good on you, NJSIAA. Fantastic.
No, I want to finish close to on time today because we have a meeting at 10 that Nomad is going to be on time for, as is Willie.
And bring a million chairs.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll tell this story. This is pretty funny. So, we had a group meeting with the 3 sites I work with.
Time out. Run it back. We had a Team CP meeting for whatever months, and then it stopped for like probably 2 months, a long time.
Yes.
And then CP sent an email the night before that was like, all right, Team CP meeting today. And either I missed it or forgot about it or whatever. Anyway, now take it back.
Okay, so deflecting blame, you were the only one that didn't come. So everyone else figured it out. But anyways, have the meeting. Nomad rolls up 37 minutes late to the hour-long meeting. Okay, all right, fine. We'll deal with this later. Not a big deal.
But completely disheveled, completely.
Yeah, he didn't know what was happening. He didn't know what was happening. But that's not even the funny part. So he comes in. It's really loud. We have these really loud rolling chairs. There's 4 empty chairs in there. But he's bringing chairs in from the outside, making all this like, crashing them through. He comes in, brings one in, and then he leaves, and he brings in another chair don't talk yet, when there are like 4 to 5 empty chairs in there and everyone else is already in the meeting because, I don't know, it started 37 minutes ago. So not only is he 37 minutes late, he's being incredibly disruptive, and he got completely trolled because he's gullible and probably just barely woke up. Because Kyle just says, hey, can you get some more chairs in there? And Nomad says, sure, I'll bring more chairs in there. And there's 5 empty ones already in there. So there's no excuse.
I saw all the chairs in there. And like Nomad's like, apparently I'm 37 minutes late to a meeting. I was like, make sure you take some chairs in there because at the front of the room there was like this like huddle of like 7 or 8 chairs. So I was like, make sure you take some more chairs in there. He goes, yep. He grabs 2 of them.
So because we hadn't had this Team CP meeting in like months, what I would normally do is like, so who's on the show is on Wednesdays, and I would go like to get breakfast or something, like get all the clips prepared. And I got like the Google Calendar notification, and I was like 20 minutes away. So I was like, okay, there's no way I'm gonna be on time. So that's why I was extremely, extremely late. And then the meeting room that there is, frequently there are meetings in there where there are 35 people in a room with 15 chairs. And I thought this was one of those cases. And even though you can see it, even though there's a clear window,
the whole entire wall is windows.
Yeah,
you can see the quota needed of chairs.
And did you think 37 minutes into the meeting, we're probably going to get 10 more people in this meeting? There's 23 minutes left.
No, Bracky said we need chairs.
7 other people who are 37 minutes left.
Hold on, let him explain.
Bracky said we need more chairs. I literally just like put my head down and like grabbed the chairs and pushed them in because I'm like, yeah, this is probably one of those meetings where there's 35 people in there and there's probably people sitting in the back that don't have chairs. Like, just didn't look in the glass.
This is the mind that brought you 12-man bracket round robin for NCAAs. Okay, on that note, we're good to go. Phil, you can play us out. I hope I can hear the music this time. The last couple of times, we stalled for like 4 minutes. But we'll be back next Tuesday. I hear the music, and so do you. Thank you to ASICS.
Do they hear it?
For your support. I hope they hear it. We'll be back Tuesday. Willie, can you commit to Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm totally committed.
We're so committed. Willie's pitted.
I'm so pitted.
What just said on Facebook, Nomad is a savage.
Big shout to Greg Martin was listening. I saw him on the Facebook comments. And Todd Smoot, deep cut. I cannot believe Todd Smoot is listening. First single A 4-time state champion in Virginia, Manassas Park High School. This kid was a monster. None of y'all know who he is, but the Virginians
was Fred Smoot listening?
I don't know who Fred. Oh, that's the cornerback for the Skins. No, but we got the better Smoot. We got Todd. So thanks to Todd Smoot for some awesome stuff. Anything else before we go, friends?
No, this was good. I like the last couple days have been very heated. Me and Willie got into who's number one yesterday. We got into it today on the show. This is good. This is what makes Flow great. Is we fight each other and then we're the better for it.
Yeah, and we hug it out afterwards. Thanks a lot, guys. See you Tuesday.
I thought it was a good show.